Hello, welcome to Technically Analytics. Today we're going to be discussing Will Smith, who just signed a big contract extension, and we'll get to that at the end. Will Smith is a 29-year-old catcher that plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's right-handed, and he has 4 or 5 years of MLB experience. About 5 years, actually. So Will Smith is a catcher, and he's a pretty good hitting catcher, you would say. One of the better ones in the league, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. But let's look at his career stats. He has consistently hit 25 or 20 over close to 20 home runs every season, except starting in 2021. Last year he only had 19. But the other thing about Will Smith is that he's a really good consistent hitter. He doesn't strike out too much. 2021 he had the most strikeouts, but he also had the most home runs, and it wasn't his most productive season in terms of like RBIs, but yeah, he's still a really good hitting catcher. You could see his batting average stays right around 260. It was as high as 289, but that was in the COVID season. But yeah, around 260 batting average for his career. And then he has around 350 on base, 340 on base, 350 I guess on average. And then for his career slugging, 358. I guess we could use the 6-year average. 358 average, 263 batting average, 44 slug. So he's not the most insane slugger, but he still will give you 20 home runs, which is really good output for a catcher. And that's how you have to look at it. And then in OPS wise, he's obviously going for 842 OPS, 842 OPS, which is really good. He's way above average, really good hitter. And that's what Will Smith brings to the table, and that's why the Dodgers signed him to an extension. But let's dig a little deeper. So overall, you can see his 2023 rankings in the percentile. His batting run value is really high. He's not super fast, and I don't even need to show you the sprint speed. It was very low. But he's a power guy, and that's what he does. So his sweet spot, chase rate, whiff rate, K rate, walk rate, they're all really good. Like, he's very patient, and you'll see that in the plate discipline a little bit later. And then as a catcher, he's actually pretty good too. Not the best framing catcher, but pretty good at catching people stealing and blocking the ball. So he's not too bad. So if you just look at his overall batting statistics, we're going to compare it to the MLB averages. You can see these are in the beginning, this is all this like, collected stats that he has, all his barrels, batted balls, pitches that he's seen. But then you get to the average, the actual averages, percentages, the barrel percent. So the MLB average is 6.9. Will Smith is batting. It has a barrel percentage of 9.6 for his career. Barrel per plate appearances, he's above average. Exit velocity, he's right around the average. Max EV, he's a little below average. Launch angle, he's above average. Sweet spot, above average. Expected batting average, above. Expected slugging, above. Expected on WOBA, above. And then also for hard hit, he's above. K percentage, he's a little bit below, and walk percentage, he's above. So Will Smith is an above average hitter. That's what this is telling us, basically. He's above average every season. You can see in 2020 he had those season highs because of the less games, but he's very consistent, which is why the Dodgers probably gave him that big contract. And then first plate discipline, like I was saying, we're going to compare him to the averages. He's above average slightly in zone percent, a little below average in zone swing, about average in contact, below average in chase, which is actually a good thing because he doesn't chase pitches out of the zone. And then chase contact, when he does swing, he actually hits the ball and makes contact. Edge, he's below average. First pitch swing, below average, but that can be good or bad depending on if he's successful. Swing, doesn't matter. Whiff, he's below average, which is important. And meatball, he does okay with the meatball swing. He does okay. So looking at the contract he got a 10-year, $140 million contract, $30 million signing bonus, $14 million average salary, $50 million in deferrals. He becomes a free agent in 2034. So basically, when he's age 39, he'll be a free agent. This contract sets him up for his whole career, essentially. He's 29 now, so Yeah, I mean, and the Dodgers obviously front loaded it. They gave him 30 million up front, basically 38 million up front, and then the rest of the contract is kind of like cap friendly, I guess. As you can see, the larger text isn't too bad on it because of the cap friendly adjustment, and then the deferrals, of course, 5 million annually deferred for 10 years. So again, it's one of those classic Dodger contracts now. They gave one to Shohei, they gave one to Yamamoto. So this is this kind of contracts that guys are getting nowadays, which is, I mean, I don't know. It depends how you feel about it. I'm not sure how it's going to work out in the long run. Probably won't be looked at too good if you think about guys like Bobby Bonilla. People make fun of him having Mets paying him for what 20 years for $1 million every year. I mean, there's going to be guys getting twice that or 5 times that even. So it's pretty crazy. But moving on, so let's look at last year where Will Smith ranked among catchers and contract wise. Last year he was a pre-ARB, he was a second ARB eligible or something like that. I forgot which one it was. Let me check. He was second ARB eligible player. So he was only getting arbitration. His arbitration ended up at 5.2 million in 2023, putting him 13th rank among catchers throughout the MLB, and he's above Austin Hedges in between and just below Elias Diaz. So, not bad company. Probably doesn't deserve to be there. I think he's a much better hitter than both these guys. Catching wise, I think Hedges is probably a better actual catcher than him, and Diaz, I think he's probably better than Diaz too. But now, in 2024, with this new contract, this puts Will Smith probably right where he belongs, in the top 4 of the MLB catchers in contract wise. JT Realmuto obviously number 1, Salvador Perez, Wilson Contreras, and Will Smith. So, and right above James McCann, who's actually on the bench, which is pretty funny. But and then Mitch Garver, who's not even catching anymore. He's going to be a DH for Seattle. So that's pretty funny too. But yeah, I think Will Smith deserves to be up in the top 5 of catchers getting paid, because this guy's been consistent throughout his whole career. 260 batting average, always in the 800s in the OPS. So yeah, I think this is a great deal for the Dodgers. I mean, locking up long term made tons of sense for them. So I don't really see the downside. And yeah, so let me know what you think about Will Smith's contract, and should the Dodgers really be deferring that much money? I mean, probably not, but they did it anyway. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.